Hello and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. And teams even in Wales at the Swansea.com Stadium, 16 points apiece as the Stormers and Ospreys share the spoils, which is probably a fair result, I must say. I think if you look at the game, I don't think there was an obvious candidate of who really deserved to win. And I think that if I'm Stormers, I'm very frustrated at Marty Liebach, who I thought had a really good game, and then I think saw his name up in lights and decided to attempt a drop goal with 30 seconds remaining when they were on the front foot at scores level. I don't understand it. I must admit, I don't understand it. Obviously, it's one of those things where you slot it and suddenly you're the hero, but I think that the Stormers were looking so promising in that particular phase that I just don't think there was ever a need for it. Which is frustrating, and I think the Stormers will be kicking themselves. I think that if they did manage to really sort of hit home that advantage and find themselves a penalty, Liebach was kicking very well. He had a very good game up to until that moment. So frustrating. But I think 16-16 is pretty fair because it was a very even game in horrible conditions. Before we break the game down, please do smash a like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. In terms of the of what went down and when it all went down. The first point of the game came via Liebach's boot. They got a couple of penalties in the first half. 12 minutes, 29 points. But Ospreys then managed to sort of shade the deficit to 3 just before half time. And a very messy first half. I think we had about 13 handling errors. We saw a lot of scrums. Ospreys getting a lot of ascendancy at the scrums, but not getting a lot of results. And I must admit, I think I'd be quite frustrated at that I didn't get more. They didn't get more reward from the scrums because they very much had the better of the starting Stormers front row. Ali Vermaak, Hede Bashir, and Andre Hugo Fenter to a lesser extent under a lot of pressure at scrum time, which did see them unload the new front row in the 45th, 46th minute, I think it was. Brock Harris, Joseph Weber, Stephen Kitsov in, and it did make a big difference. They packed to get better. Ospreys leveled the score in 15 minutes before very much a try against the odds. I thought Ospreys were very much the dominant side in the second half. But all of a sudden, a bit of a freak, literally the first time Ospreys really blinked, Morgan Morris just shooting off his line a bit quickly, opening a gap that Leon Zas burst through. Good support play from Paul de Vet, and the Stormers went over for their first and only try of the match in the 55th minute. But Ospreys hung in there. They did hang in there. 68th minute, Mile kicked another penalty, which Liebach then cancelled out. However, in the 75th minute, big penalty. They went to the corner and a pretty impressive rolling more from Ospreys. Did see Baldwin get one to his name. Myler was nerveless and managed to add the extras, and 16-16 is where we sit. If you look at the game stats, it does speak to a pretty even game. You're looking at 54% possession for Ospreys to 46, so very 50-50 there. 1 try scored apiece, 3 clean breaks to 1, 7 defenders beaten to 9. Ospreys a bit more there. Offloads are pretty similar as well. Territories 55-45 in favour of Ospreys, so Stormers were playing more in the Ospreys half. But even if you look at the number of tackles they had to make, tackle success rate were within the percent of each other. I think Stormers had to make 79 tackles and missed 9. And Ospreys had to make 72 and missed 7. Turnovers 1 were very even. You look at the kicking meters, Ospreys kicked a lot more. The kicking success of the T was very even, and penalties were actually very even. So, I mean, it doesn't get much more even, really, in terms of the game stats than this game. And I think that a 16-16 result was probably fair. Both teams will probably be sitting there thinking we could have won that game. We maybe should have won that game. I thought there were some very impressive performances, to be fair. I thought Clayton Blommetjies looked at home, absolutely at home. And for someone who didn't play particularly well for Scarlets, he looked like he'd been playing in Wales his entire life. He was phenomenal under the high ball, very reliable. For Ospreys, I thought they're starting tied 5. I think Nicky Smith and Thomas Francis and Dewey Lake deserve a lot of credit because they really did. I think they deserved more when it came to scrums because they did put the Stormers front row under a lot of pressure. I thought that Zach Morgan played very well. I was very impressed with him from Ospreys as well. I thought that he really stood up, a couple of big hits. Jack Morgan was probably one of the most impressive players for me. Morgan Morris was industrious, but he did come off the line, creating that gap for the try. I thought Reece Webb controlled things pretty well. And for the Stormers, I thought that Dandry Basia is actually quite industrious when he had the ball in hand. Didn't see too much of Evan Lewis. We saw a couple of moments from him, but not his usual storming self. But the tight 5, I think, was the biggest letdown from a Storm's perspective. Let me know what you thought about the game down in the comments below. Please do smash a like on the video and subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Steven. I'll chat to you soon.